Hey everyone, it's Greg here, and welcome to the introduction of blog networks. And in this video, I want to talk about, basically what a blog network is, what they're used for, the difference between private and public, and just all about blog networks. Kind of give you an introduction, especially for the beginners, so you know what it is. A blog network is basically any time you build a network of sites that's used to pass link juice onto a money site to help it rank for a specific keyword or keywords, multiple keywords. Now, there's been a lot of talk in the last few months about how blog networks don't work anymore, and that's ridiculous. A lot of the public blog networks got hit hard, and public blog networks are a lot different than private blog networks. A public blog network would be something like, like My Article Network, Linkvana, Article Marketing Automation. All those. Build My Rank was a popular one that got hit hard. All those big public blog networks that were really popular, they got hit really hard. And the reason is because so many people use them. The more people that's using a blog network, the more likely it is to be hit. When you have a private blog network where just you or a very small group of people are using it, you're a whole lot less likely to be hit. Your blog networks are a whole lot less likely to be, found and de-indexed and all that stuff. With these public blog networks, when you have hundreds and most of the time thousands of people using the network, it's just so much easier for Google to find it out. All right, so that's why a lot of the public blog networks got hit. Also, a lot of the public blog networks, it's like usually built by like one person or a small group of people. I've been in contact with Dory Friend, who helped build some of these blog networks, and I've just been talking to her about how she does them now and all of that. And after talking to her, she made me realize that small groups of people did these blog networks, and that makes it easier to find. A lot of people will probably ask, well, isn't Unique Article Wizard a public blog network? And the answer, it is kinda, but it's a different because people join and they add their own site, so it's like hundreds, if not thousands, of different people's sites instead of a very small group of people building sites. So UAW is kind of more like for the people by the people, where it's like thousands of different people's blogs instead of a very small group of people building it, like 3, 4, 5 people building out a whole big network, where it's much easier to leave footprints and all that stuff. Sorry about that. I had to pause really quick because my son just got home. But so yeah, that's public blog networks. That's why they're getting shut down, because so many people are using them. We're going to be focused on building a private blog network, which is basically a blog network where just we use it. I introduced you guys to the concept of a niche-specific mini-blog network, and that's basically when you go out and buy a brand new domain that's based around your niche, very similar to your site, and you build links from that where it's a very similar site. And that works, but it's nowhere near as powerful when you're buying an expired domain, when it's an aged domain and it has links to it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be teaching you. How to buy expired domains, what to look for, how to set them up, and how to link to your sites. Because it's all very important, especially to set up. If you leave out one of the steps, where you're kind of like hiding the footprint, so to speak, you can expose your whole blog network. So it's very important that you follow all the steps and you do it the right way. Alright, so that's what we're going to be doing. Excuse me. Some of my favorite tools for building these are OpenSite Explorer. You can probably use the free version, and I'll go into this more. Expireddomains.net, and then registercompass.com. And expireddomains.net and registercompass.com are both for finding expired domains, and I'll show you how to use them. And then I'll go through how to set them up again and how I actually link with them all. But yeah, private blog networks very, very powerful, and I recommend that if you set them up, you don't let anyone else use them, or maybe just some very select few friends. But I almost recommend just using them for yourself, because it's just so powerful if you set it up the right way and you know what to look for. Alright, now different people look for different things. Some people just look for age, they just want age domains. Some people look at page rank. Some people look at links, and then some people look at everything. I like to look at everything. Alright, I always consider age, I always consider page rank, and I really consider links. There's plenty of cases where I'll buy a website that's showing a page rank 0, and by the time I get it set up, it's a PageRank 5, all right? And, I paid like $69 for a site that's a PageRank 0, showing a PageRank 0, but I know it's going to be way higher when I set up the site and the links kick in, and it bumps up to a PageRank 5, which sells for a couple $1,000s sometimes, and I can get it for $69. And I'll show you guys what to look for and all that stuff, all right? So, very, very valuable part of this course. Like I said, there's not much information out there on this. A lot of the information I have found it's decent, but they leave out some little details that can really make a huge difference. If you leave out some of the steps in the setting up process, that can leave those footprints that gets your blog network found and totally de-indexed, where all the money you invested can go down the drain. So it's really important that you set it up the right way. All right. Some pluses. Again, I've been in contact with Dory Friend, who's been setting up these blog networks for years and years and years. I've also been in contact with Todd Spears, who is the guy who invented SEO hosting. So I've been talking to those two people and kind of getting their input, and what I'm going to do is kind of give you guys the output of both people and my own input to where I think we'll be building the best private blog networks that you can. All right, as far as how to set them up safely, the steps to follow, how to link, what kind of hosting to use, and all that stuff. So, I've been in contact with some of the best in the business for private blog networks. I gathered information from them. I even had Dory set up some sites for me so I could analyze what she does. And then I'm mixing her information with Todd's information with my own opinion, and I'm mixing it all into this blog network series for NHB. All right. But again, private blog networks, when you build a series of sites, and their main purpose is to link out to your money sites to help them gain rank. All right. And again, we're going to be focusing on expired domains, and that's domains that people previously owned and they let expire. Because the way a domain works is someone registers it, they build a site, they get links to it, something happens where they don't want the site anymore, or they don't realize the site's up, and they never renew it. After that, I don't know the exact step, but after that, it basically goes to these services where you can pick them up as expired domains. If you don't pick them up from there, it gets renewed, so to speak, in the original registry, and if no one picks it up in the expired domain stage, then it gets recycled into the domain registry where you can pick it up through a normal service like Namecheap again, and that's called a deleted domain. Because it's deleted, then it's re-put into the registry. But before that happens, if someone forgets to renew or they decide not to renew, it first goes into like a pool, so to speak, of expired domains, where people have a chance to pick them up. If they don't pick them up again, it goes back into the original registry, where you can get them from a normal place like Namecheap, GoDaddy, and all that. All right. So that's an introduction. I'm going to show you guys what to look for, how to set them up, how to link. I'm going to show you everything you need to know. Most important probably is how to set them up so you don't get found, and definitely what to look for. A lot of people like to look only at PageRank, and the problem lies there is people will look only at PageRank, but people have tricks where they push up the PageRank, and if there's no links backing that up, the PageRank's going to eventually fall. All right. So I like to mainly look at links, but we'll go into that in detail. All right. Can't wait to show you guys this stuff. Very, very powerful if you implement it. Can be costly depending what kind of sites you're buying, how valuable. But again, I've gotten PageRank 5 sites for as low as $69. If you know what to look for, you can do it if you're willing to put the time in to look for the right domains. All right. Again, can't wait to get into this stuff. Talk to you guys soon. Alright, so in this video what I want to cover is a lot of people ask the question, how many sites can you link to from one network site? And just kind of go over like how you can link to sites and how many you can do and all that, because I get a lot of questions about that. So let's create an example here. We got PBN 1 through 10, so that's 10 PBN sites through PBN 10. And then we got, money site 1 through 5. Okay, so we got 5 money sites, 10 PBNs. Alright, and that's how we'll use the example. The first thing is you can link to more than one money site from a PBN. Okay, that's the first thing. I just like to be careful how I do it. I don't like to keep linking to the same PBN or the same money sites together over and over. I've seen it done by competitors, and it's working fine for them, but that can definitely be a footprint. It can get you in trouble down the road, so I would be careful with that. And I'll go into examples here in a second. Um, the other question I get is, does a network site have to be all the same theme? It doesn't. It's probably safer, but a lot of my sites are not the same theme, which means, I'll link to something about cats from an article on cats. Then on that same private network site, I'll make an article about gold and link to something about gold. So it's two different topics on the same money site. It's kind of like, some people would call it an article directory somewhat. But since we're the only ones using it, it's not really treated as an article directory. So you can do different topics. It's probably safer to stay in the same topic, and I do both. But you could. There's no reason you can't do different topics right now. It works great still. When it doesn't, I'll let you know because I have a lot of sites and it would mess me up. But right now they just can't differentiate between themes because you got to understand it's a robot. It's not a person that can think. They can't say, well, this article is on politics and it's or this site, it's mostly about politics, but then it has an article about dogs linking to a dog site. We can't give that credit because maybe the politics site brought up a dog topic about animal abuse and animal cruelty or something like that, and they just linked out to a dog site. Like it's a robot, so they can't differentiate between topics and what would justifiably link to something else. I think they're a long way from figuring that out. So right now, having different topics on the same money site is totally fine. Okay, and again, I do that a lot. But a big question I get is how many times can I link to a site from a PBN? How many different sites can I link to? How many different pages? And I'm going to cover that now. Alright. So when I'm linking to a money site, I usually won't link to more than 3 pages of one site. Alright. So let's say we're doing PBN 1 and I'm linking to money site 1. Alright. In this case, usually I'll do between 1 to 3 links for a money site from a PBN. Okay. I would say average is 2, but I'll switch between 1, 2, and 3. I do 2 the most, 3 the least, and then 1 the second most. So it's 2 the most, and then 1, and then 3. I don't do that often. Every once in a while I will do it, though. And you can do more if you want, but I usually don't play with that. So the average, usually what I'll do is link to 2. That's what I do most of the time, I would say. So in this case, from PBN 1, we're linking to Money Site 1. Maybe we'll link to money1.com, so the home page. And then maybe I'll also link to money1.com, page 1. Okay, like an inner page. Alright. And in this case, I probably wouldn't link to this money site again. If I did, I wouldn't link to either of these 2 pages. Alright. So if I made it, maybe you're someone that doesn't have as big of a network. Down the road, if you're having trouble expanding your network, and you haven't linked to the too many pages from the same sites, then maybe you can go back and hit another page later on. So maybe this will be from an article 1 or something like that on this PBN, and then maybe down the road you hit it with PBNX, whatever the number is, to same site money 1. Maybe this ends up being article whatever, article X, whatever number it is, and then if you want to link to money1.com again, you would just pick a different page. You wouldn't link to either of these because there's no point. This money site PBN or this PBN1 is already linking to both these pages, so there's no reason to hit them again. So if you wanted to hit this money site again, you would do a different page. Okay, and I don't usually do this, but if you did, this is what you would do. All right, so you would just hit a different URL. But once you hit a URL, which means money1.com/page1, money1.com. money1.com/page 2. Since I hit page 1 from PBN1, I'm not going to link to page 1 again from money1.com. Alright? So once you hit a URL once, you don't hit it again. Alright? It doesn't mean if you hit the main once, you can't get hit an inner page, which I do here. And then later on, you can do this. I very rarely do this because I have such a big PBN, but I can see why people may do this. When they start running out of PBNs to use, they may come back and hit another page from the same PBN. But just be careful how many times you link to the same site from a PBN. You don't want to link to 5 pages from PBN1 and then 6 pages from PBN2 and 10 from PBN3, because then you have all these links coming in from only three different domains and three different C-class IPs, which can start getting fishy. So just be very careful with that. All right. So let me delete this here. All right. So that's how I do my linking. Usually just two. Sometimes I'll just do one. Maybe I'll just link to page one. Sometimes I'll do three. I might do money1.com, page one, and then page two. Of course, these are just examples. Page one, page two would be pages I'm trying to get to rank. So this is the most I'll do usually from one article post. And I'll also put in outbound authority links with it when I do that many, especially 1, 2, 3, something like that. But the more pages I link to, the more likely I'm to do that, just to help mix it in. So the other question I get is, can you link to different money sites from the same PBN? And absolutely. You can actually do it in the same post if you want. So let's go back to this site. Let's go back to this example. We can do money 1 and money 2, as long as they're on the same topic, all right? So if we're linking to, let's say we're doing gold, okay? PBN 1, we're going to point to two different gold sites we have. Both sites are on gold, so we can link to them both, all right? So maybe I'll link to money1.com/page1. Maybe I'll link to money1.com/page2. And then maybe I'll link to money2.com/page1. Alright? So I'm linking to one inner page from moneysite2.com and then two inner pages from money1.com. Alright? I could link to the home page and one inner page. You know what I mean? From moneysite1.com and then just this one. I can link to both home pages. You can do it however you want, but you can mix money sites. If I have three gold sites, alright, well, I want to link to money1.com, I can link to money2.com, page 1 maybe, and then maybe I also want to link to a third money site, page 10, whatever site, whatever URL you're linked to, it doesn't matter. But you can link to three different properties in the same one. But the more properties I link to in one, if I'm linking to like three, then I'm more likely to include authority links, outbound authority links, alright? This would be like stuff like, Wikipedia, authorities in the gold niche, stuff like that, just to mix in my money sites with authority links. Alright? So you can keep doing this, but what I wouldn't keep doing is the same pattern over and over. Okay, I wouldn't keep linking to money1, 2, and 3.com over and over and over again. Okay, if we got 5 money sites and we do this on PBN1, on PBN2, we're trying to rank 5 money sites in the same niche or something like that. On PBN2, I might do like money1.com. It doesn't matter if it's the same, if it's the home page or an inner URL. It's the same site we're linking to. And then I also might do money4.com this time. All right, these two haven't really been linked to together yet. All right, so I'll just do 2 for that one, maybe 1 authority link. Okay, and then PBN3. Maybe this one I'll link to money2.com, money4.com, and money5.com. Alright? So I'll do something like that. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm just trying to include combinations that I haven't yet done. Alright, I of course have authority links in here too. Alright, then PBN3, let's see a combination I haven't had yet. Maybe I want to do 3 links again. My PBN's not that big yet, so I want to get as many links as possible going. I could even do money1.com, money1.com/page1, money2.com, and money3.com. Or I'm sorry, I wouldn't do that. I already did that combination, so I'd probably do like 1. I could do 2 again, then maybe like 2 hasn't been linked with. 2's been linked with 4, so I'd probably do like 3. And 5. This combination hasn't been used yet. Alright, so something like that. Now, I know I said don't go over 3 links usually, but that's usually when it's 3 links to the same money site. Okay, if you're using 3 different money sites, it's okay to have more than 3 links. Usually I don't go past 4 or 5 range, and that's very rare, because again, I have such a big PBN, but you can do that. Okay, you can do stuff like this, but the point is, don't keep linking to the same combination over and over again. Okay, I wouldn't want to keep linking to money one, money two, money three, money one, money two, money three, money one, money two, money three, money one, money two, money three. You don't want to keep doing the same combinations over and over and over again. And I've seen competitors do that and rank fine. But again, for the long run, that's a big footprint and it can get you in trouble, especially if you're not including authority links in there. All right. And when you're doing your authority links, I would change them. Don't keep linking to the same Wikipedia URL with your money sites. Change it up. Change a different URL. Even if it's Wikipedia, it can be a different Wikipedia page. That way, you're at least linking to different properties with your money sites. But I like changing the total site if possible. So if I end up linking the money 1, money 2, and money 3 together again, and that is fine, you just don't want to do it too many times, I would make sure to include totally different authority links with it, alright? Because you don't want all your links to be totally the same. You want to stay away from that as much as you can. Alright? So let me pause this and make sure I covered all these questions that I have written down. Alright, yeah, so I think I covered it all. This was supposed to say PBN4. But yeah, I mean, that's how I link out. It just depends how many PBNs you have, how many sites you have in the same niche. You don't want to create an article on gold and start linking out to like cat stuff from the gold article. But again, if you want to, you can use that PBN for dog stuff. If you already have gold stuff on that PBN, if we got PBN1. Alright, and we're linking to dogsite.com. We just want to make sure we have a dog article here, okay? That we're linking to from dogsite.com. Now, so this would be post 1. So if you want to use this same PBN to link to a gold site now, you can do that. Alright, and I do this all the time. This is what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. You just want to make sure you do it from a gold article, okay? So PBN1 would have a dog article linking to your dog site. Alright, that would be post 1. Then your next post would be linking to a gold site, but that article would have to be about gold. Alright, as long as the article is relevant, you can do that. And again, like I said, I'll link to different money sites in the same post. If I had multiple dog sites, I could link to multiple gold sites or dog sites, my dog sites from this post, because it's in the same niche. Alright? So hopefully this clears up some questions about that. I was getting a lot of questions during office hours. So this will help me direct people to this video where they can better understand this. Now if you still have more questions about this, I can of course cover that later. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed this. Talk to you soon. Alright, so I get a lot of questions about the difference between a spammy link and a natural link. So I always talk about, I stay away from the spammy links. And I was analyzing domains to buy for myself, and I came across this domain that really reminded me of spammy links and stuff I stay away from. Not just spammy; these aren't necessarily spammy links, but it's just fishy. So it just reminded me to do a video about this because I get a lot of questions about it. All right, so we're just going to go through a few domains random. This is the only one I looked at beforehand. Then we'll just go through a few other random ones. So let's go look at an Open Site Explorer. I gotta log in here. Alright, so let me re-bring it back up. Alright, so you can see right now someone already bid on this for almost $800, and it still has over 2 days left. So this is a site that could go for $1,000 or more. And it's a site that I honestly probably wouldn't pay a couple $100. I might not even pay $100 for this site because it's so fishy to me. If you scroll down here, you just see the same thing over and over. Okay, let's even get out the duplicate domains, and I'll show you why I think it's fishy. All right, so scroll down. We see a lot of the same stuff. Okay, we got pretty much identical page authority from almost identical domain authority on all of them. All right, so that's the first thing. Second thing is same exact anchor text all the way down. Okay, that means that someone probably built these links themselves. Okay, here's a little different one, but still, kind of the same thing. Pretty much same thing all the way down. Okay, and it would probably be fine if it was changed up a little bit here and there. Maybe they just have a lot of branded anchor text, and that's fine. But in this case, there wouldn't be this many links with the same exact anchor text, same exact capitalization, same exact way. Some would have HTTP, some would have www, some would have just national camps as the anchor text, like naming the brand without any .com or anything. So that's very unnatural, and again, it just shows me that the person who did this site probably built these links themselves, okay, or had it done by some type of service. So that's the second thing. Third thing is all links from home pages. Okay, that's another thing. You should go down all home pages, no inner pages. It doesn't make sense. Okay. Next thing I notice is pretty much all the titles are the same. From sitename.com, www.sitename.com, same thing. Sitename.com with www. There's one with a couple with no data. Same thing. www.sitename.com, no data, no data. www.sitename.com, same thing, all the way down, okay? So it's just tons of red flags on this site where page authority and domain authority are way too similar all the way down, for a lot of the sites. That's probably the littlest thing that I would notice, but the anchor text is a big one. Same exact anchor text pretty much all the way down. That's a huge red flag. And then, of course, all links from home pages, that's another red flag. A natural site will usually have links from inner pages as well, and we'll cover a domain like that, I'm sure. And then, of course, all the same titles. I mean, what are the chances of that? It's virtually none. Okay, so these links were obviously built by the person who owns the site, or they had a service do it, which means they're not natural, which means I don't really want them because they can be taken down very easily. Maybe they own all these sites. Maybe they're doing this to boost up the price for this domain auction. They sell it for $1,000 and they take them all down. Guess what? They just made a huge profit. They do it all again, okay, with a different site. So people could be doing that. You never know. So I would definitely stay away from this site. And again, someone's already bid $790 on it and still has 2 days left. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it go for a lot higher. All right, so that's a big red flag one. Tons of unnatural links. Just by looking at, again, I looked at domain and page authority, but that's the littlest thing. Big thing was anchor text, all home pages, and all the same titles pretty much. Okay, those are the three big ones. And then I just kind of noticed that page authority and domain authority were very similar all the way down. They're not all the same, but there's like a pattern between 5 domains and the next 5 and stuff like that. All right, so let's go back up and look at some other ones. Hopefully, I can find some good ones for examples. Let's see. Here's another 5. Let's go look at this one. Alright, so let's scroll down. Okay, so first thing I'm looking at is anchor text. We see, first of all, a link from Wikipedia. That's good because even though it's no follow, I mean, it's just a good. I wouldn't really necessarily count this link as like the power towards the domain. Although I think it probably helps a little bit, but I would use this more for it has a link from Wikipedia, so it gives this site a more credible look. It's more credible to be done naturally. Okay, and then we got a link from the same site, so I would ignore these two. And then we got a link here from a normal type site in their page with regular anchor text, okay? And same, we scroll down, we see different anchor text. Artivist, branded anchor text, official website, Artivist Film Festival, artist.com. Then, even though these are the same anchor text, this one even has all capitals. I mean, that just shows me that it's probably a good chance of it not being SEO'd. And these are press releases, but that's fine because I like this link right here just from looking at it without going into the site. Let's see, brown paper tickets. And there's another inner link with regular branded anchor text. That's a normal type link. Let me actually cut out duplicate domains. Brown paper, SPY. So, they did some press releases, which is fine as long as they got other links in there. Again, different anchor text. It's branded, but it's different. It's not all the same. It's much different than the first one we see. Even though it's a lot of branded anchor text, it's done differently, and that's a good sign. We got Artivist with capital, Artivist with lowercase, Artivist Film Festival, site name again, which is fine. It's fine to have 2 of them because that's very common. Then the Artivist Collective Inc. So a different way of doing branded anchor text. So the anchor text looks very good. Um, let's see, and just kind of put this together. Okay, you see Art of this Film Festival, then you see a link from a site, Brown Paper Tickets, which sells tickets. Okay, uh, an artist film festival would need tickets to go to. Here, this is a natural link. That's what I mean, where you can kind of put it together. Okay, this used to be an artist film festival site. We got a link from brownpapertickets.com, which sells tickets, which would sell tickets to a film festival, right? So that's the type of things you put together for, are they natural links? It's what the site used to be about, and is it getting links from relevant sites? And you can also tell by the anchor text, the where they're getting links from. Like, you don't want to see a whole bunch of homepage links like the first one. We got some inner pages. Press releases mixed in are fine. If it was all press releases, I wouldn't like it personally. Let's see, you got panthera.org, so I would probably go and see what that's about. Looks like it did get spammed a little bit. I don't like that. Viagra sale, regeneration, more Viagra stuff, so I don't like that. Zing magazine, that's probably a decent link there. Fly Vision, which I would probably end up going to this site and seeing what it's about. But these look like normal types of links to me. Tribeca Cinemas, okay, so cinema matches with film festival. That's a normal link right there. Okay, natural, as I call it. It's the site that the link's coming from matches the content of what the site was about. So that's what that's the type of stuff I look for. Again, movies that matter. Okay. This is also a good example because we have some spam mixed in here. So would I buy this site? I would go in and probably look to see how good the good links were. The ones up here and from IRA National and some of these other places. And what I would do is just kind of devalue the domain a little bit because of the spam. So, if it was a site that I would normally pay $300 for, I might put that down to like $225. You know what I mean? It's because it's not like littered with spam. There's just like maybe 5-10 spam links, and then most of them seem to be regular natural links. Okay, so if the site has a little bit of spam like this, I won't totally ignore it necessarily. But I will probably put down the value a little bit. But it definitely has some good examples of natural links, from the film festival and the brown paper tickets. Those go hand in hand with what the site used to be about. That's what I like to look for. Okay, let's go and look at maybe something that has a lot of spam. A lot of PR zeros with this high demand authority usually have spam to them. So we'll go check this out. Alright, same thing that we see from that other site, okay? Same anchor text all the way down, pretty much. Okay, that's not going to happen. Not like this much. It's not going to happen. And then we also see links from the home page all the way down, and the same thing with the title. So you know what? This person that owns Blog Italy, I think he also owns this site way down here. And it looks like what he's trying to do, so he also owns this site, is because I'm pretty sure these sites match. I'm pretty sure these are the same exact sites that were in that PR5, because I remember seeing the anchor text be from these sites. But what looks like what he's doing is just using like a network, and then getting sites and linking to the network, and then selling them. And then he probably takes down all the links, so the site loses all the power. And that's why I stay away from this type of stuff. It's just it can get you in trouble. And even if he doesn't take down the links, I don't like I don't like it not being natural, okay? But yeah, it looks like this is from the same guy that owns that other site. And that's why I stay away from that type of stuff. Alright, let's go to another one. Try to get some example of spam. Alright, here's obvious spam. These are the spam type of links that I usually mean when I say spam. You can tell by the anchor text right away. Louis Vuitton handbags, Louis Vuitton, NFL jerseys, Louis Vuitton. And they're from just like foreign type domains, like that you can't really read. Like, I don't know what this is about. Like, I know what this is about, but it's on Blogspot. Jade Longboard Parts, Show News Dash, a bunch of like ID equals. That's like profile link type stuff. We don't want that. Some no files, foreign links with foreign titles. Um, .cu.cc, like this, all this type of stuff is spammy. Okay, that's what I mean when I say spammy links usually. But also the other stuff we previously showed from that guy that seems to be having the same two sites, that would also be considered spammy to me, or at least sketchy to say the least. But this is what I mean when I usually say spam. You see like a bunch of like a number then a bunch of letter or a letter then a bunch of numbers dot site name node then has spammy anchor text. So this is spam type stuff. Okay, compared to the site we just looked at before, the ticket one, where it has sites from actual ticket sites. It connects with the site. This is just, it's all over the place. Guest book, foreign China link, um, just a whole bunch of stuff on the end of the URL. That's a sign of spam. It doesn't mean it's spam, but it is a sign, especially with this other. You want to put all the pieces together: anchor text, site names, titles. You want to put all that stuff together, and this is very, very spammy. All right, so let's go check out something else that's maybe good. Let's go to the next page. And I haven't really looked beyond this. Once I saw it, I wanted to shoot this video to get it in the bag to help people understand what I mean by spam more, and what I mean by natural links. So let's go look at the next page. Hopefully we can find a good one that has good links to it. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna go check out this one. I like the domain name. I like ones that are like locations. One thing I don't like right away, without even looking at these links, is there's a lot of root domains for how high the domain authority is. So that's a sign that this might not be a good site. But let's see. Okay, and it's not right away. From what I see right here, I don't like. And guess look at this again. Same guy is selling this site. Okay, so it looks like this guy has a network that he's using. He's racking up the domain authority. And he's selling to people that don't know better, and it's pretty low. But right away I could just see all same anchor text, all titles are pretty much the same way, all home pages. Right away I wouldn't even touch it. And I can kind of tell from the amount of root domains, just from experience, that this was probably spammed. Right, as we scroll down. And yeah, I remember seeing 293.org. So this same guy is doing this for a lot of sites. Alright, so you gotta be careful of this stuff. So let's go look at another one. And it looks like it's up to 490 already. So this guy's making some money being not truthful. So let's go check out this one. Check the dub version. Alright, so 14 might be a good one. Might be 14 good ones. A lot of no follow. I don't like what I see. Showing a PR4 should have better links than that if it was a real PR4. So I wouldn't even look at the links for that. Let's go to this one. See, most people, they just see the PR4 and they're like, okay, it's a PR4, I'm going to bid on it. This one's up to 545. Remember that other one was up to almost 500. I probably wouldn't have paid $100 for it, so you gotta be very careful of that. All right, so I like the amount of root domains for the domain authority. Okay, so I'm thinking this might be a good site. Let's go check it out. Nope, it's not. Same type of thing. Same anchor text all the way down. Same type of thing. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the same guy. Just running scams. So let's keep going and look for another one. Let me actually do by PR. And I'm just looking at PR just because it's easier. Usually higher PR is easier to find good sites with, so I'm just doing that to be quick. I wouldn't necessarily always just look at PR 5 and 4. I'm just doing it for the sake of time to make the video quicker. Alright, so let's see. And and stuff like this, like a PR9 with only a domain authority 45, that's not a PR9, I can almost guarantee you. Same thing with the 7 with only a domain authority 25, very slim chance of that being legit. Most of these, a slim chance of them being legit. Domain authority is too low to match the PR. Let's go look at this one. Let's go look at the www version. Alright, so I really like that. 32 root domains kind of matches what the amount of root domains that we should have for domain authority 29. And I think this is going to be a good site, but I said that about the last one, I was wrong, so let's go see. Nah, spammy. So far it's spammy at least. Let me do by domain. It's possible, but I don't like the first. What I see up here. Well, it's not as bad as I thought. But let's go by domain and see. It's actually better than I thought, because I saw these three right away, and I thought they were the same exact thing. But it looks like that's what the organization is. They're actually different. This is a little different from this one, which is different from this one because it has these things in it. Blogspot link can be good, but you want to make sure there's other good links with it. Here's an edu link. Let me just go see what type this is. Just like a resource page. That's not like a great link because there's a lot of links on it too. But it's still an edu site, and it has high domain authority and a PR4, so that's not a bad link. Anchor text from like a directory type site. Now this is a pretty hard one to judge. I would have to really go in and look at these. Some links from .ar. So this is one of the tough ones. But from experience, I think this is a natural type domain. Because there's links from a lot of different types of places, a lot of branded anchor text that's switched up. Just like a mix of links from different places. And it looks like it was a Spanish site, so it's okay that it has links from some foreign places for me. So what I would do is analyze these links, and then if it was an English site that I'll pay $300 for, I'd probably push it down to maybe $250 that I'll pay for this. Just because there's a little bit of uncertainty with it being foreign, okay? But this looks natural to me, just with my experience. But that's a tough one to do really quickly. I can just tell by the anchor text, the URLs, they're coming from like normal. It's not like like profile links and blog comments. They're natural type links, and that's for me. This is a tough one though. See, like here's from a magazine about a debate on gender identity laws, and it links to this site, which used to be about transsexuals and stuff like that, so it matches up, okay? So that's the type of stuff I look at to kind of match sites up. All right, here's something from like a site about being gay, Buenos Aires, and it links to this site, which used to be about transvestites, something about that. All right, so there's some definitely natural links in here. Hispanic, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, civil rights, and it goes to this site which is about transgender. So this matches up. Okay, so these are natural type links. They seem to be naturally gotten. But again, since it's foreign, I would put the value down a little bit to what it was if it was an English site. Alright, so that's the type of stuff I look for to see if it's natural or spammy. We went over the spammy stuff, the natural stuff. I just kind of match up what the site used to be about, which you can kind of get from the anchor text to see what the site was about, to the links that it's getting it from. Does it match the same topic? And those are natural type sites. Whereas if it has like a whole bunch of links from like profile links and random blog comments and press releases, and that's all it has, then I don't like it. But if press releases are in there and there's other natural links, that's fine. If there's blog comments in there and there's other natural links, that's fine. We just want a good amount of natural links to be in there. All right. So hopefully this clears it up about that question. I will talk to you all soon. Hey everyone, it's Greg here. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to give your PBNs a boost. Big thanks to Jimmy Kelly, Mike Pierce, Russell and Sue over at Network Empire for helping us with this. It's something that, again, will give your PBNs a boost, and I think it's only going to get stronger over time. Okay? So I got an example site here. I use this as an example site all the time. It's not an actual private network site, but we're going to pretend it was. So pretend I bought this site at auction, I set up WordPress, and here I am trying to, using it to rank properties, whether it's a website, YouTube, Facebook, Web 2.0, whatever. All right, so I have my PBN all set up, hosting, WordPress installed, logged in just like we would a normal PBN. Okay, just to pretend it's a normal PBN, we just logged in. The first thing I'm going to do is add some plugins. All right, so let's go to upload. The first one I'm going to add is called PBN Page Posts. And this plugin makes everything work. Activate that. And let's add the next one. And that's Social Explosion. Install and activate. And then the last one, and of course you would also add the other plugins you would normally use, Link Choose Keeper, Player Spanker Pro, any other plugins you use you would add as well. I'm just adding these three for an example. You would add the other plugins, obviously. But I only need these three for the example. So, and the last one's Video Kraken. We're going to install and activate that. Now we got all three set up, okay? So what I'm going to do next is go to Social Explosion. I'm going to actually go to Account Settings, Off Video, and I'm going to set up my credentials, my login ID, and my key. Obviously, I don't want people to see my key, so I'm going to pause that really quick, put that in, and then I'll show you the rest of the settings. Alright, so I actually entered that in, this information, that I just deleted it, but once you hit it in, you hit your category you wanted to choose, it will say Active Subscription, okay? You have an active subscription. And that activates it, okay? For my example, I'm going to use e-cig stuff. You can do this where you can do multiple niches. Of course, you can put multiple niches on a PBN. In that case, I would choose something more general. If I'm going to be doing if I end up doing e-cigs and also gold posts and stuff like that, I would probably want to try and find something more general. All varied other, something like that. If you're going to be using this PBN for multiple different niches, all right. So that's what I would choose, all varied other. Or if it's something that maybe fits in entertainment and lifestyle, you can choose that. If your niches all fit in there, at least somewhat. Hobbies maybe, all right. But in this example, let's say I was using this site just for e-cigs, I would choose health and wellness, all right. And then I click save, and then this came up, and I just deleted my username and access token, so you couldn't see that. Alright, so now after you activate and you choose your category, we can go to Twitter. And you want to, this is going to actually say disabled, and this is going to say low, and that will say low. You want to change those to, you want to change this to enabled, this to high, and this to high. Don't worry about number 2, and then save changes. Alright, same thing for Pinterest. Again, this will actually say disabled. Make sure you enable it. Change this to high, save again. Same thing for Delicious. This one's actually disabled. This is what it will look like. High, and save. And then the last one is Dijo, however you pronounce it. Enable, high, save. Alright, Social Explosion is all set up. This is going to help kind of pass on some domain authority to you and get social signals going. Alright, so this is one of the parts of boosting your PBN, is getting these automatic social signals and links coming to your site from a lot of social places, which is, it's good for overall site, and it's getting more important as we go on. That's step one of making the site more powerful. Alright, it goes out and does it all for you. It's a really, really cool plugin. Really, really cool service. Alright, so next what we're going to do is go to Pages and add new. And this is a page, not a post. Usually we do posts on our PBNs. I'm doing a page here. There's some pretty cool stuff we do you'll see what's going on. Now, depending, again, what you're doing, if you're doing multiple niches or if you're doing just one niche, would depend what I would call this. So if I was just doing e-cigs, I'd probably call it e-cigs. If I was doing multiple niches, I might call it like homepage. You could even call it homepage if you're just doing e-cigs. I'll just call it homepage. All right, and then content will show here. Let's publish. All right, now when we go to the site, actually, now what we want to do is go to settings, go to reading. And then you want to do static page and choose the one you just created as the static page. And save changes. And now when we go to this site, that page is what will show on the home page. I know this is getting a lot of people's brains going like, well, I want my post to show on the home page, right? Through all that link juice, we're getting there. Alright, and there's your home page that we just created. A page showing here as static. Don't worry about this untitled stuff. This is an example site, so there's a lot of old comments and crap that probably got deleted, which is why it shows untitled. Don't worry about that. Alright, so there we are right here, home page, showing up on the home page. Okay? Next, what we want to do is go to post and categories. This is where we want to choose our categories. Let me delete these. I was making another video on this, and I messed up something. I forgot to show you guys something, so I wanted to redo it. But let's say we're doing e-cigs, like we mentioned. So I'll create a category called e-cigs, or whatever, electronic cigarettes, smoking, whatever you want to do. If you want to do more general, you can even do smoking. That's fine. Okay. And add new category. And then another one for smoking videos. And again, depending how many niches you're doing, you can change this stuff up. You could just call that videos if you wanted. If you're only doing one niche, and you'll see what I mean as we go on. So next, what we want to do is find out the category IDs, because there's a short code we're going to be putting on the page that we created that's static. Okay, this is the short code right here. All right, and you'll see what this does in just a minute. So we want to find out the category IDs of the stuff that we want to show. All right, and the way you do that is you hover over it. And you can see at the bottom of my screen right here, there'll be a URL. It says DelawareMoneymakers.com/WPAdmin, edit tags, blah, blah, blah. See where it says category and tag ID equals 32? That's the number we want, 32. It's almost at the end right here. ID equals 32. That's what we're interested in. Alright, so we're going to put that right here. And since that's the video tag, that will show the video first. Okay? So now we're going to go grab this one. If I hover over it, it says ID equals 31. So we're going to put 31 in here. Alright. And that's going to be our short code. So now we're going to go back to the page. We're going to click on it. We're going to click the text tab, and we're going to post this short code in there. Alright. And there it is right there. Go ahead and update. Alright, so now our short code is set. Now what we're going to do is go set up Video Kraken. I'm going to go to Add New. And we want videos to be about electronic cigarettes. Or smoking, whatever. You're going to leave all that blank every 24 hours or so. And we want to hit the humanize button, so that it won't be exactly every 24 hours. And we want it to go in the category smoking videos, or whatever you name that category that you want the videos to show in. And then click start. Alright, so now if I reload this, we'll have a video here, because it pulls it from that short code. Okay, and there's our video on smoking. And now we want to learn how to put content below the video, or above the video, whatever. In this case, it'll be below. So let's go back to post, add new. And this would be our e-cig article. Okay, whatever the title is. And just like a normal PBN post, that's all you're doing. Just like a normal PBN post, you're putting your content and you're putting your links to what you want to rank. Set up the same way with this post. Okay, so I'd have e-cig content, links going out to what I want to rank. e-cig content, whatever. You guys get the point. This is a normal PBN post, just like we would always do. Of course, our links would be in here. Let's do an example link onto Google, just so you know, so that shows. All right, and then we want to make sure we put it in the category that we set up. In this case, it was smoking. All right, and now we're going to click publish. One thing I forgot is to, for right now, to get the formatting right, you have to hit between lines. You got to do the P, the paragraph tag. All right, because let me bring this up and I'll show you. Not super important, but just so you guys know. So now we have the video with the content below it. All right, but notice how it's not edited the way we have it set up. So all you got to do is go to text and just do the P before each P. I can have them change this eventually, hopefully. And then at the end the P tag. Alright, now if I update, it'll show like I want it to. Alright, got our e-cig content, links, whatever, e-cig content. Alright, so what's really cool about this is what this does is it keeps it rotates through content. So each 24 hours within 0 to 20% differential as we set up, this video will change. Okay, so we're changing our content each and every day. We're keeping our site updated. All right, but at the same time, we're keeping our content on the home page where we get that link juice. All right, really, really cool concept. And then on top of that, we have all these social signals coming in, linking in and just talking about our site out there. It's all being done for us, kind of boosting our site. So what's boosting our site is the social signals, and then on top of that, constantly adding new content and just keeping our site updated. And that's getting more important as time goes on. It's just getting more and more important. So now let's show you how, if you wanted to do a second post, what you would do. What you would do is you go to the pages. You would go to the smoking or the home page. And this was the one for the smoking. To make sure, we can go back to post categories, because we have our content showing second, so it is that one. But I'll do it just to show you, so you know. So the smoking one was ID 31, okay? Because that's where we want our content to appear. Home page. So we want to change this ID to 2. If we want to add another post, change the quantity to 2. Update that. Let's go add a new post. This will be second e-cig article. E-cig article here. Put it in the smoking one. Publish. And we're telling our shortcode we want 2 articles to display from this shortcode, or from this category. Alright? And then we have, there's our first article, our second article, e-cig article here. Here's our first one. It'll all stay on the same page, okay? But remember, if you want to add a second one, you got to change that shortcode. If I wanted to add a third one, I would go back to my home page, and I would change that to 3, okay? If you want 2 videos to display, you can change this to 2. And you can set up like that. Now, if you want to add different categories, if this PBN is going to be used for different topics, you would just go add more categories. All right, so we go to categories. Let's say we want to do something on dogs. All right. Add new. And then dog videos. You don't have to name these, videos and whatever. You can change that up, but I'm just doing it to make it easier. All right, so dog's ID is 33. That's for our content. So that would be appearing our content first. And then the videos is 34. 34. Alright, so now we would go to pages, home page, and we will paste in that additional shortcode in the text field, not the visual. Make sure you're on text. Post this in. Go to visual. And now this will show our Qzx video, our Qzx content, two of them that we have now, our dog content, and then our dog video. Okay, but of course we still have to set up the dog content and video. Alright, so now we'd want to go to Video Kraken. We want content about dogs every 24 hours or so. It's under dog videos, start. And then we go add a new post when we want to add our links. Alright, so let's go to, this would be our dog content, links, whatever, dog content, just like a normal PBN. You of course do the formatting, and I'll see if we can change this. I'll put a note if this has been changed. I mean, it doesn't take too long, but it'll be easier if it did it automatically. Alright, visual. Make sure you click the dogs, where that's for the content for dog stuff, and publish. So now what should be showing is a video, 2 Qzx articles, your dog article, and then your dog video, because that's the way we have the shortcode set up. So let's reload. And bam, here we go. Video, 2 articles, dog content, and dog video. Okay? And what's going to happen is, this is now automated. Like, these videos will keep changing, alright? And the old videos will stay in the category, so it's adding content, it's adding those videos. I don't think I have I don't have my category showing in my side page, but let me put that in so you can see. So I want my categories to show so I can show you what's going on. So let's reload. Alright, so here's our categories, okay? Our smoking videos, there's only one in here right now, but each day it's going to show a new video. So content is continually being added, as well as our home page is continually being updated. So tomorrow, or within the next 24 hours, given 0 to 20% time frame, because we choose human eyes, you know, that's, I don't know, 20 to 28 hours, so whatever that is. This will be showing another video, and a different video will start showing on the home page. Whatever video is added tomorrow will start showing on the home page instead of that video. But all the videos get sorted in the dog videos category. So you're continually adding content, you're continually updating your site, and you're continually getting social signals coming into the site to boost the authority and just have that social aspect of your site going on, activity, so to speak. You have constant activity going on with your site, which is going to give you a boost. And again, as time goes on, I think this is going to get more and more important. I think it's been getting more and more important from what I'm seeing. Just that constant activity with your content. You're changing your content. You're getting the social signals coming in constantly. But at the same time, it's all automated, and your content's staying on the home page. So it's such an awesome concept. You know, I'm really thankful that the Network Empire crew was able to help us out with this, and I think it's going to really do a lot for us. Again, I think it's going to get more powerful as time goes on. So hopefully you all enjoyed this video. That's how this PBN boost method works. You got your 3 plugins, you set up your shortcode, you control everything from the shortcode. Just remember that. Alright? And depending if you're doing multiple categories or not, it depends on what you want to do. You know, with your shortcode and all that. But you know, again, if I wanted to add 3 more pieces of dog content, I would change this to 3, and I would create 2 more articles, and then those two would show as well. Okay. If I want to do a whole new topic, I would go create the topics. I would create the categories. I would go to post categories. I would add a category for the content, a category for the video. I would set up the video in Kraken, and I would add the short code to here. And you grab the ID by hovering over the category and putting it in here. Okay, so that's how the whole process works. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm really excited to see this help people out, and I will talk to you all soon. Alright, so I wanted to do a really quick update video to the PBN Reloaded. There's one more plugin that Mike is recommending. Mike's one of the masterminds behind PBN Reloaded. And he's recommending this plugin right here. Alright, so it's https refactored.co plugins video thumbnails. Alright, this is what the page looks like here. He's saying that the free version is plenty sufficient, so you can download it for free, use it for free, no extra cost to this. And basically it sets video thumbnails for the vCracken videos that you're loading up and are automatically being loaded to your blog. And this will just help you get the most out of the whole PBN Reloaded method. Alright, so again, just quick video. You can download this for free. All you do is you download it, you activate it, and that's it. Okay, so I would just go to the free one here, right click, save as, or actually just click on the free, and then download version, whatever the latest version. Now right click, save as. Put it in on my desktop. Then I would just go to the place I want it, go to plugins, add new. Upload, browse, and then I would choose that from wherever I download it. In this case, it was my desktop. Your thumbnail is 2.7.5. Might be a more up-to-date version for you, depending on when you watch this video. Then just install now and activate, and we're all done. Okay. So again, this is totally free. We'll just help you get a little more out of the whole PBN Reloaded method. Alright, hope you enjoyed this video. Talk to you all soon. Alright, in this video what I want to do is show you how to do what VideoKraken does manually. For those of you who want to save a little bit of money and put more manual labor in rather than spending the money on VideoKraken, I'm going to show you how you can do what VideoKraken does manually, and that's keeping fresh content on your site. It'd be the same thing, and I set up a test just to make sure it works this way, and I was pretty sure it would, and it does, with David Mill's help. And this is everything's set up the same. Okay, you got your code that you use for the short code that you put in your page. You set the page as the sticky for the home page. Everything's set up the same way. Okay, you just don't have VideoKraken. And then here's your video here. The way we get the video to change is, again, remember we set up everything the same. Okay, we set up our categories. We got, in this case, I use test content, test videos. Okay, you would grab those IDs, 35 and 36, and you put them in the short code for your page. That's the sticky, and this is the sticky page that we set in the settings. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the first video and you will know what I'm talking about. And here's a short code, 35 and 36, just like I said. Okay, you put that in the text section. You can see it in the visual, and of course in the settings, reading, you set that as the static page. Okay, static page is test, which is where I just was, which is where the short code is. Okay, again, everything's the same. The only thing that's different is VideoKraken is not automatically changing the video every 24 hours, so you have to go and do that manually. Again, that's for those of you people who are on a really tight budget and you need to save some money by not buying that plugin, and you want to just put in the work manually. Okay, the only thing you would do is you just go and you add a new post. And notice right now the video there is for Google Chrome speed test. Okay, and if I go to my test videos, I did two videos so far, I believe, because I was testing things out. Yeah, test video 1, test video 2. Alright, I did that off camera. So now if I wanted to add another one, test video 3, I just create a new post. I make sure that I choose the right category, which is test videos. Okay, and then I just go to YouTube, and I find the video that I want to enter. Again, doesn't have to be I'm just doing test video for testing purposes. if my computer loads it. I don't know what that's about. Alright, here we go. I'll just grab this video here, some random video. Pause it. Click on share. Click on embed. Then you just grab that code. And you go to click on text and you paste it in. And that's it. Again, make sure the category is selected where you want to change it. Now, when I publish this, let me go back to the home page. What's going to happen is it's going to update this video. Okay, it's going to change the video, and then it's going to put the video in test videos section. Okay, so it's adding content, but it's also freshening what's on the home page. So it's doing the same thing. We're just doing it manually. All right. So now when I publish, you can go visual to make sure it shows up, and it does. Publish. Now when I reload the home page, you'll see this new video here. Okay, there's the grasshopper video. And then the other two videos I did will still be in there with the new video. Test video 3, 2, and 1. Remember, it was just 1 and 2. Now we have 1, 2, and 3. So we're adding content. We're also keeping content fresh on our home page by adding a new video. Doing the same thing Video Kraken's doing, where we're just doing it manually. Okay? So if you want to do that manually and save money by not purchasing Video Kraken, you just want to put in a little more work. Anytime you want to update content, just go to Add Post. Create a new post title, select the category for those videos, whatever video you're doing, and then embed a video code in here, whatever video you want to embed. Alright, hopefully this helps you. Talk to y'all soon. Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you how it's recommended that you use PBN Reloaded on your money sites. Now before I go into this, Sue and Russell don't necessarily like this for money sites, using what I'm showing. Mike Pierce and Jimmy like it. My opinion is I think it should be safe. I'm using it on a couple of my money sites right now because it's on a subdomain and it is just social signals, but that's my opinion. But I just wanted to throw that out there, just in case. Alright, so how you do this is you log into the cPanel for whatever site you're on. I'm on KLKS right now, and we go down to subdomains, and I already did this for KLKS a few days ago. So we go to subdomains. You can see I already have one set up there, e-cigarettes.klks.com. I'm just going to do another example one. What you set up as a subdomain, in my opinion, depends what the domain name is. So if my domain name had electronic cigarettes in it, I might do something with e-cigs, or I might just do something with smoking, like smoking.electroniccigarettes.com. Just to stay away from over optimization. It probably doesn't matter, but you guys know I'm safe by now. Since I have a branded domain name, I was fine with going with e-cigarettes. That's what I'm powering it with. But for this one, I'll do electronic. Let's see. Alright, so let's go ahead and create. So it's just creating our subdomain for us now, which will be electronic cigarettes or electronic-cigarettes.klks.com. Alright, so it has been created, as you can see. Let's go ahead and go back home now. And now we're going to go to WordPress and install. And my domain's on the www, so I'm going to choose that. I'm going to choose the subdomain that I want it on. Do something like electronic cigarette resources. Alright. And install WordPress. Okay, now this is a subdomain on KLKS, so let's go ahead and log into the WordPress for that subdomain. So now what we want to do is I'll probably delete the post. Delete that. Delete the pages. And now what I'm going to do off camera is just upload the 3 plugins, PBM Page Post, Video Kraken, and Social Explosion. I'm going to do that off camera really quick. Alright, so I got all 3 of those plugins installed and activated: PBM Page Post, Social Explosion, and Video Kraken. Of course, I set up Social Explosion. I added my account and set all these like we normally do, which is the first one enabled, the next 2 high and high. Alright. So all 3 of those plugins were installed off camera. I show how to do that in the original PBM Reloaded video in case you don't know how. It's just choosing the files and activating them. And of course for Social Explosion, setting it up. Alright, so now what we are going to do is go set our categories. So I could do smoking, electronic cigarettes, same thing. You can just play around with it. I'll just do smoking for this one. And then you can do videos, resources, smoking videos, whatever you want to do. I'll do smoking videos. Alright, and check the ID of these 2. We got 3 and 2. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about there, check out the original video. And we got 2 and 3 here already. So I'm going to copy this short code and go to Pages and add new. I'll call this one Home. You can call it Home, Home Page, Smoking, Electronic Cigarette, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so let me paste in the code in the text section. And publish. Alright, you can change the permalinks. I probably would actually. Change it to post name. Alright, so I should have done that before, but whatever. It should have changed the title anyways. Yeah, it's now called Home. Alright, so now we are going to go to Settings and Reading and set the home page that we just did with the shortcode as the static and save. And now we are going to go set up Video Kraken, add new. Something on electronic cigarettes. Every 24 hours or so, humanize. We want to go on the smoking videos and start. Alright, so now it should have posted 1 video, and it did. So now if we go to electronic cigarettes.klks.com, our video should be showing. It will rotate through videos and start sending social signals here, which will, it's a subdomain, so it will boost the authority of klks.com. Even though they're kind of treated as different properties, whenever you get links to a subdomain, it boosts up the domain that it's on. Alright. What you can also do is add in a unique article. I did that for my regular, for my one that I set up a few days ago. You don't have, and I asked Jimmy and Mike about this, and you don't have to do this, but I did it anyways. I just put up a unique article with some outbound authority links, and then it rotates through videos. Looks like I accidentally put 2 videos in there for some reason. But anyways, that's because I have one on categories there. I'll have to change that. But yeah, you can do an article, but it's not needed. Okay, so that's how you set up on your money site, where it will be all automated now. You got your videos coming in every day. You got content coming in every day, and then you got Social Explosion sending social signals to this subdomain, which will in turn boost the main domain. All right. So hopefully this video was helpful. I will talk to you all soon. Alright everyone, this video what I want to do is do some example network posting. Alright, so this is just an example site here. It's not an actual blog network site, but we're going to treat this as though it was a blog network site. Okay, so I'm logged in here to what would be a blog network site, and I have 5 money sites here. We got saleshealth.com, we got weightlosspoducts.com, killerworkouts.com, effectivediets.com, and myhealthylife.com. These are all just made up domain names. We're pretending that these 5 are money sites. Because what I want to do is just go through, do an example post, to show you how I do a post, just the process I go through, how I record it, and how I mix sites together and all that type of stuff. Okay, and we'll cover all that in this video. All right. So, first thing I do is I bring up my article. Okay, I have a random article here. This particular article is on the importance of good health to the society. So, I know I'm going to be posting about health. I order, random health articles. I don't really care what they're on as long as it's about health, like, good health, dieting, working out, whatever. And I send that to a guy named fapcent@gmail.com. We have his resource in the members area, but it's FAPCENT@gmail.com if you want to order from him. He's $2 per 500 words. Just let him know Greg sent you. He usually gives pretty decent articles where they read correctly, but every once in a while they have mistakes in them. He's a cheap writer, but they're good enough for network sites, and I'll just kind of comb over them. I'll just kind of look over them really quick, make a few easy fixes, and that's it. But for the most part, they're decently written, they're spelled correctly, it's unique content, that's all I care about. So what I'll do is I'll take the article, and I'll go to Copyscape. Because we want to make sure that it's a unique article. Sometimes these guys, they have people working for them, and they'll plagiarize content that get easily paid. So we always want to check in here to see if the article is already on the web. So in this particular case, this article is already on the web, so this was actually a plagiarized article, so I would not use this. We don't want duplicate content, okay? Now, FAPCent, 99% of the time, my articles are unique every time. Every once in a while, I'll run into an article like this. In this case, I wanted to use an article that showed up because I want to show you what it looks like, okay? If you go to compare text, it's only matching 19%, but a whole paragraph is matching, so I probably wouldn't use that. I want a totally unique article, so I actually wouldn't use this. I'm just going to use it for the sake of example, but what I would do is I would delete this article, email them, let them know about it, and I would move on to the next article, run it through, and make sure there's no results found. Okay? Let's just pretend like this is a totally unique article. I'm going to go to Add New Post. I'm going to paste it in. Remember, you can also use the blog network posting software. I'm just going to do it manually from here. I will be using this to find a YouTube video. Alright, so we got our article here. And usually what I would do is just kind of go through the article and maybe, make sure there's no spellings in here that are messed up. I'll just kind of run through it really quick, take like 10 seconds on it. Alright, so I'll make sure it is formatted properly. Sometimes I'll center the heading, sometimes not. Then I'll do it like a similar title. Good health and society, something like that. Alright, so make sure we're formatted okay here. And usually I would zoom out so I can see this easier, but I'm trying to let you guys see as good as you can. You guys should still be able to see that okay. Alright, so it looks formatted okay. Usually I like to add one to two outbound authority links, sometimes 3. Let's see, so I'm just looking for a good place. When I do my outbound authority links, I look for something that people, here's a mistake here, I'm just going to quickly fix. Something that people would want to click on, something that actually makes sense to do an outbound authority link. Maybe treatment of diseases. Okay, so in this case, what I can do actually is use my Finder program. Go find I want a link of PageRank 4 or better. I only need one of them. Add links for treatment of diseases. I could have actually done 10 and pick the best one. So here's a Mayo Clinic on disease treatment. So I'll just copy that and put that in here. Disease treatment. Alright, so I got my authority link in there. Now let's go to our money sites. Alright, we got sales, health, weight loss products. Let's say none of these have links yet. Okay? So maybe this time I'm going to link to Sal's Health, and I'm going to link to weight loss products. Okay? So let's say Sal's Health has a page on P90X. Alright? So, and let's say the keyword is P90X workout. So the target URL would be like, let's just say P90X workout. Target keyword P90X workout review. And this isn't to show you how I do anchor text. We already have videos about that. This is more just to show you the process of how I do my network posting. Alright, so I copy the target URL. And I want to find somewhere in this article where I can work in P90X workout review. But first, what I want to do is I like to work in the keywords before I put in the link. So since I know I'm doing something about P90X, I want to have that word in here at least once other than the link. Okay, and I'll show you how I do that. Let's kind of look through here. Okay, so I'll just mix it in like this. For this reason, health is a very critical aspect, such as shown in the P90X workout program. I'm just mentioning the keyword that I'm going to be linking to that's not my link. It's co-occurrence. It helps tell Google this site actually does mention P90X. It's not just a link going out there, or we're not trying to just game them, with the only word for P90X being a link out. I think that could look suspicious. It probably doesn't, but it could. So I just like to work in the keyword I'm doing, or work a similar keyword to the keyword I'm doing, P90X stuff, before I add the link. Alright, so now I'm going to work in my link. And I'm just doing this very quickly. And this is a totally off the cuff. Which you can find more about at the P90X workout review. Alright, doesn't need to make perfect sense, but try to make as much sense as you can. So I got a link to site number 1. Now I'm going to put a link to site number 2. So let's say weight loss products. Let's say we're targeting the home page for this one. Okay? So the target URL would be the home URL. Target keyword, let's say best weight loss products. Okay? So I'm going to make sure I have weight loss products in here somewhere. Alright. Now I can work in my link. Was that my target keyword? Products. Alright, so that's going to link to site 2. Alright, so now I have one link to each site. Sometimes what I'll do here is I would link to a third site maybe. I don't do that too often because then you kind of have a big mix there. But sometimes what I'll do is I'll link to site 1, one link, then I'll link to site 2, this link, and then another link for an inner page of this site. Okay, so I'll do that a lot. For this example, I'm just going to, and I mix it up all the time. Maybe I'll do site 1 and 2 on site 2, and then an authority link. Then next time, maybe I'll do, site 1 twice and site 3 once. Then maybe next time I'll just do site 4 by itself. So I keep mixing it up each time because I don't want a pattern. I don't want to link to site 1, site 2, site 1, site 2, site 1, site 2. You don't want the combination. You want to eliminate as many of those combinations as you can. Okay, you don't want to keep linking to the same 2 sites in the same post or from the same site over and over and over again. So I'm going to leave this one at 2 links, 2 outbound links to money sites, and then we got 1 authority link. All right. Sometimes I'll add categories, sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll add tags, sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll add video, sometimes I'll add pictures, sometimes I'll add picture and video. Okay? In this case, I'm going to add picture and video for example. So let's delete this, and this is the Finder program which you guys have access to. Click on the picture, and I want a picture for weight loss. Insert. Don't know if it froze or what, never happened before. Let me pause it really quick. Oh, that was weird. Let's try this again. Weight loss. Insert. Don't know why it's doing that. Alright, so let's just go find a picture. It has never done that before. Of course, for the video it will. Go to images. And I'm not going to add a picture, I'm just going to show you how I would do it without the program. Type in weight loss. I'm just going to pick one of these random. I like to not pick the top ones because a lot of people who do this will pick the top ones. I'll just scroll down some and pick one that's down here. Maybe like this one or this one, whatever. Save it to my computer. Name it like, weight loss, best weight loss, something like that. Upload it to my site. Alright. In this particular example, I won't use it so I don't have to download it and re-upload it and all that. Now let's go find a relevant YouTube video. Just hit the YouTube button on our network poster. We want something on weight loss. We only need one video. Find keywords. Insert, and here's our embed code. Okay. I can just throw this down at the bottom. I'm going to center it. And here is my video. Okay. I'll do a category for this, but not any tags. Let's just do health. Alright, I won't do any tags. Again, sometimes I'll do categories and tags. Sometimes just tags, sometimes neither. I'm always switching it up. Just random. I actually forgot to delete these two brackets. Alright, so this will be ready to go and I'll post it. Okay? So go ahead and publish. I'm not going to because these are fake links. Well, I guess I can because it doesn't matter. Alright, so let's go ahead and view the post. And here it is right here. Okay, we got our 3 links, our video at the bottom, and we're good to go. Alright, so now that I've linked to those two, I'm not going to make any more posts. I'm just going to tell you maybe what oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to put it in my log, because I always log what I do. Alright, so what I do is I do a spreadsheet. I always keep track of what I post, because then you can kind of see what's going on with it. So this URL, anchor text was P90X workout review. Date 12/2/13. Targeted anchor text, same. If it's different, just write something. If it was this is the anchor text, then this would be like the target keyword you're trying to rank for, and then the position that it was in before you made the post. In this case, no position. All right. So then the next one we posted to this site. I'll put it down here so I have like room under this site. Best weight loss products. 12/2/13. Same. Or you can just leave these blank. That's what I usually do, actually, is leave them blank if it's the same as the anchor text. The keyword we're trying to rank for. And it's no position because it has no links yet. It's not ranking anywhere. Alright? So I always make this log as well, and I'll save it. So now I have those logged in. Then, like, when changes happen, I can come back to the spreadsheet and say, okay, what date did I do? Oh, I'm sorry. Also, you want to put in insert the network site that you posted to. ThatWereMoneymakers.com, because that's important as well. And any other information you want to put, but this is usually what I put. Alright, so we got the target URL, target anchor text, date posted, network site posted to. This would be the keyword you're trying to rank for and where it's ranked currently or before you made the post. Alright, because then you can come back to this data and look at it. And let's say I make another post and another post, and all of a sudden, oh, well, P90X Workout Review is ranked number 32 now. This was the only link to that page. I know that this did a good bit of movement for me. You can kind of look at what anchor text you used, what you did for your article. You can look at all that type of stuff. And as you make more and more links, you can get more and more data. And that's how I figure out updates so easily. Or I have been figuring them out more easily. Alright, so now, we made that, this would be our first post. We have these two right here. Maybe next time, so that would be post number 1. Let me just copy this. Post 1 to site 1 and site 2. Alright, so I'll leave these. Alright, so that was post 1. Then post 2, maybe I'll go to site A again. Okay. So site 1. Let's say the target URL. Maybe I'm doing like the Insanity workout program now. So a different page, target keyword, Insanity workout program. Alright. And then maybe I'll link to site 3 with that one. killerworkouts.com. Let's say the target is the best workouts. Then maybe target keyword, best workouts online. And again, the important part here is not the anchor text, but just how I link site, how I don't create patterns. Okay, so again, since post 1 I linked to site 1 and 2, I'm not going to link to site 1 and 2 together again if I can help it. Maybe I'll link to site 1 and 3 this time, and then maybe 2 and 4, and then maybe 4 and 5, and then maybe 1 and 5, and then maybe 3 and 5, and then maybe just 1, then maybe just 5. So I mix it up like that, where I'm not constantly making the same post. Alright, and let's say I want another link to site 2. Hardest workouts. So in this particular post I have 3 money site links. Okay. So I think you guys get the point here where I mix up between the sites I link out to, the combination of sites. I'm not going to keep linking to site 1 and site 2 over and over together, together over and over again. I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to link to site 1 and 2 maybe once, then I'm going to link to site 1 and 3, and then maybe 2 and 5, and then maybe 3 and 4, and then maybe just 1 by itself, and then maybe just 4 by itself, maybe just 2 by itself. Maybe one time I'll mix in 3 of them at once. I don't do that very often though. I like to stay away from that. Sometimes when I link these 2 together, I'll just do 1 link for each. Sometimes I'll do 2 links for this one, 1 for this one. So that's how I mix it up. I usually don't do more than 3 money site links though, or money page links I should say. Alright, so that should clear up how I'm posting to my network, how I'm adding relevant text. Like if I'm posting about the best weight loss products, since I order general articles, I'll make sure there's something about weight loss in there. It's at least mentioned once. Just like the P90X example, general articles are probably not going to have P90X in it, so you can kind of work it in, and then of course work it in again when you actually do your link. Doesn't have to be perfect, just as long as it makes somewhat decent sense. Alright? So hopefully this video helps you with your posting. Just don't create patterns. Just keep mixing things up. Sometimes use categories, sometimes tags, sometimes both. Sometimes use images and videos. Sometimes use just videos. Sometimes use neither. Just keep switching it up. Always stay as random as you can. Right? Again, hopefully this video helps. Talk to you soon. Alright, this is everyone's favorite part of the process, the backlinking. Everyone wants to know, how do you do your backlinks? How long do you wait in between? What anchor text you use? And we went over a little bit of that stuff in the training tutorials. I'm going to go further into that in this video and kind of give you instructions for what to do for the backlinking. Remember that backlinking technically starts in the social phase. You're linking from your social accounts to your website. You're linking from your videos to your website. So that's when the backlinking technically starts, but it really starts when you start linking from your network. Okay, because that's when you really start getting that power. The social gets it started. It's a great way to get it started, and you get started on the right foot. If someone starts a website, just a normal person, that they'd probably put that website in their Google Plus account, in their Facebook account, in their Twitter account. That's probably the first thing they would do before they got any other types of links. So it's very natural for us to start with those social links, from Google Plus and Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, and then after that we start with the network links. And you don't have to wait after those social links too long to start backlinking if you want. I'm going to show you exactly what I did for KLKS. I was debating on showing it, because I'm going to show you the exact dates and the URLs that I linked to on those dates. I debated not showing it just because it's pretty in depth for approach, but I want to make sure everyone understands this and knows what types of things I do and how I approach things, because it's what's working. Even though most people wouldn't show it, I think it's going to really help a lot of people. So I did decide to show it, and I have that data, which I'm going to show in just a minute here. I'm not going to be showing the anchor text I use because I don't want people to go out and copy exact anchor text that I used, because a lot of people are going to be going in the e-cigarette market. A lot of people already are going in the e-cigarette market after this example site. So I'm not going to show the exact anchor text, but we already went over that in the anchor text URL and title video. Remember, you're switching it up a little bit each time. Okay, so let's go into this data right here. This is for the KLKS site. This is the URL I linked to and the date that I linked to it. Okay, a lot of these that you see on the same date, like this is on the same date, the first links I made, this is both from the same network site most of the time. Okay, there may be like some where it's not, like this could be from two sites or it could be from one, so just keep that in mind. If there's more than three, it's definitely from two sites, but let's go through this. So I started linking first to the e-cigarette brands page. I started that on 6/10, which is about 2 weeks after I started the site. So I started my backlinking about 2 weeks after. You can start your backlinking right away if you want, especially with an expired domain, but I like to just play it safe. I like to wait a couple weeks. Again, you do not have to do that. You do not have to wait. You can pretty much start linking immediately with an expired domain, but I just like to take it slow, just a little bit slower, just be a little bit safer, and that always seems to work for me. Okay, the next link I did the next day. Alright, the next link I did the next day. That's probably from the same site there. So I did 3 links 3 days in a row, actually. Then I waited 8 days and I did another link. Okay, I waited 6 days and did another link. Waited about 6 more days and did another 2 links, probably from the same site. Waited another 6 days, did another, and that's the first link I have to the same page. Okay, so e-cigarette brands is the first URL being linked to twice, and it's a month apart, which again is pretty slow. Okay, I could have gone a good amount faster than that, but I'm just showing you what I did for KLKS and what worked for this site. But I want to make sure it's extra clear. You can go faster than that and be entirely safe. Alright, you can go probably 2-3 times faster and still be pretty safe with it. Alright, so after that, I waited 4 days. Notice how I'm slowly picking it up. Okay, I did 3 in a row, which was, I didn't do that again for a while, but I did 3 in a row, and then I was waiting 8 days, 6 days, 8 days, 4, So I really took it slow at first, besides these first 3. And then I start picking it up a little bit, 4 days in between, 3 days in between, 1 day in between, then I went back up to 6, then 2, 5, then I went back up to like 7, okay? Then I went up to 7 again, And then this is when stuff started ranking and I really started picking it up. So about 2 months after I started my network links, that's when I started picking it up, linking average every other day, sometimes every day. So this right here could have been from 2 sites. This could have actually been two linking sites. And this is when the e-cigarette brands page started really ranking or started showing signs. So you notice I started really picking it up. I did it on the 13th, the 16th, the 21st, whereas before I was waiting almost a month in between links to that specific page, which again is pretty long. I wouldn't even wait that long for, you can wait like 10 days in between each page. But I just again wanted to show you the exact blueprint for CalKS. But overall, after about 2 months in, I waited. I did 2 links in one day. Then I just waited 1 day, then just 2 days, then 3 days, then again just 1 day, again just 1 day. Whereas before I was waiting, 2, 4, 6, 8 days in between. Now I'm starting to slowly pick it up. All right. And this was likely two sites I used. Then I waited 2 days, 3 days, 1 day, 2 days, couple days, 1 day, 1 day. So a lot of these are just 1 day in between where I'm really starting to pick it up. Okay, but I don't like do 1 day, 1 day, 1 day, 1 day, 1 day, 1 day. I'll do like 1, 1, 1, then I'll wait 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. I mix it up, as you can see here. Okay, but notice that I pick it up even more on the e-cigarette brands now because that's really starting to rank. I'm linking to it almost every day now. The 5th, the 6th, then I wait 3 days for it. There's 2 links in the same day for it. Then I do link to it the next day. And the way I look at it is it's, linking is progression. Sites, like a natural site that does well, if it was doing well naturally, it would naturally start getting linked to more and more. And that's the way that I was looking at this site, and it worked extremely well. All right. And again, you can notice the same trend. I'm linking to this page a lot more than I was before. I slowly picked it up. Same thing for the other pages that are doing well. Okay. But these are the exact dates that I linked to. Today is the 23rd of October, so the last link I did was 2 days ago. Alright. But you can see the exact URL I linked to and the exact date that I linked to it throughout this. This is all the links that I built. Of course, I'm not showing the anchor text. If you count these up, there's probably 40 to 50 network sites I used altogether, because most of the double dates or triple dates are from the same site. Some of the triple ones are from 2 different sites, but I'm not sure how many. I would have to count. Alright, but hopefully this helps you understand what I did with CalKS. And again, I just want to make sure you understand I took this site pretty slow, especially since it's an expired domain. With expired domains, you can go a good amount quicker, 2, 3 times quicker. I could probably take all these links, which is from 610, we'll say to about 1010 or so. So there's about 92 links in there from about 40 sites. That took 4 months to do. I probably could have put that into 2 months or maybe even 1 month and been okay. All right. If you're going to go faster, I would just make it a gradual. Like maybe the first 2 weeks you're doing them every other day on average. Maybe you do 1, 1, skip 2, skip 3, back to 1, 1, skip 2 again, back to 1. I didn't start doing that until about 2 months in. But you can do that right away and then start picking it up, okay? Then, as you do maybe an average of 1 every other day, you do an average of 1 every day. And that doesn't mean you do exactly 1 every day. It means you do about an average of 1 every day, okay? And then from there, you can start maybe picking up even a little more and do an average of a couple a day. So again, you can do it quicker than I did it, but I would start at a lower level and gradually pick it up. I wouldn't go start up top and then go down. I would just kind of slowly pick it up. Whatever you start at. My average started at about every 6 days, and then the average went to about every 4 days. Then the average went to about every 2 days, and then I'm doing almost every day. Not anymore because I'm ranking for a lot of stuff, so I don't need as many links. But now it's kind of like I'm not linking as much just because I'm working on other stuff, and this site's already doing pretty well, so I'm not linking to it as much. But in the time where stuff was getting really close, I was linking pretty much every day. All right, just be aware of that. And that's the linking. It's just you got to be aware of patterns. Like I said, a natural site will start low and it'll gradually pick up. Now, you're not going to start like 10 links in a day, 10 links in a day, 10 links in a day, then go down to one. Like, you don't want that downward. If you can avoid, you don't want that downward. And with our network, we can really control that. We can start at a lower level and gradually pick it up like that. But you can go quicker again than what I showed here. All right. Hopefully that helps you with your backlinking. Make sure you refer back to the anchor text URL title video to go over what you do for your anchor text, and then also how to post your network video to show how to actually post your network. Using how many links to do in each post and whether to put pictures and videos in the post and all that stuff. All right. Hope this helped. Talk to you soon. Alright everyone, so in this video what I want to do is show you how to build a really cheap blog network. We're talking $300 to $500 range for about 10 sites or so, which can do a lot for you, especially in the local niches and in launch jacking, as long as it's not like a huge launch jack. Even 10 sites for a pretty big launch jack can get you on first page fairly easily, depending how big it is. But just to show you some examples of sites that I've ranked with just a couple links. Delaware SEO. This site's number 1, number 2. The video is number 3. And I sent, I believe, 2 or 3 links to this site, and they're of similar quality to the sites that I'm going to be showing you how to find. Okay, very similar quality. Another one was a friend that owns a barbershop, Delaware Barbershop. Right, his site's right here at number 1. Okay, you can do Delaware barbershops, best Delaware barbershops, and he's number 1 for all this stuff off of 1 link. Okay, that's it, 1 link. Again, similar quality to what I'm going to be showing you. Another one, a friend of mine owns a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym, Delaware BJJ. Here he is right here at number 2 for Delaware BJJ. 2 links. Okay, again, very similar quality of what I'm showing you, the quality of the sites. Another one, famous example, we use Gold IRA. I sent 4 links to this site right here, 4 blog network site links, and it's been in the top 3 for Gold IRA for over 9 months. Again, similar quality of what I'm about to show you. The blog network sites don't have to be the super powerful ones to rank. Even tough term. Gold IRA is a tough term. I just got my keyword and my domain keywords really good for that one. Usually, you're not going to do that well with just 4 links of that quality to a term like that, but I just did really well with my domain keywords and mixing my anchor text and my titles and all that. But anyways, those are just some examples of sites I've just used a few links, even 1 link for the Delaware Barbershop one to rank a site. A client like that, you can be getting a few $100s a month, put that money back into your blog network. You can use that you can even use 10 sites to rank dentists, the big people, plastic surgeons. And those people can be a few grand a month. You put that back into your network, you trade up, you go after bigger stuff, go after bigger affiliate stuff, and that's how you get things going. That's how I started. I didn't always spend the amount of money I do now on my network sites, but I was able to build myself up, okay? So, let's go through this. And remember, whenever I teach something, I always recommend trying to put your own little twist on it, because, when I first started, I learned from Mike's course, and I followed the course, but I put my own twist on things. In a sense, I made them better for myself. And you can do the same thing. If everyone follows the exact way, will they succeed? Yeah, but if you put your own little twist on, that's when you can really explode, how valuable the stuff can be for you, because no one else is doing it. Most people who watch this are going to follow exactly the way I show you. If you're one of the few that, just goes outside the box and thinks a little harder and tries some different things, then you can really find something that works even better. Okay, so let's go ahead and set some filters here. Greater than 0 for the indexed. We want it to be indexed. Domain age, I'll say less than 2010. Again, this is one of the things you can play with. You can play with that number. Domain authority, we'll say greater than 30. Again, another number you can play with. Expires in the next 7 days. And then auction type, we're mainly going to be going after GoDaddy stuff because GoDaddy starts lower. Now Namejet, you can do the same thing that I'm going to show you, and you can just go after the, because they start at $69. 10 sites at $69 would be $690 if you got them at the lowest price, which is still pretty good for 10 sites. You can do a lot with that. $690, you have 10 sites you can send links to from multiple different sites. That can do a lot for you. You can easily get a client for $690 a month and kill that cost in 1 month very, very easily. Okay, and people do it all the time. But for this example, to say as cheap as possible, we're going to go with public, okay? And that's the auctions that start at $12. Here's another thing you can play with. I always say, I don't mess with buy now and offers. Maybe you can go in and mess with them. The buy now start as little as $5, okay? Um, and I'm sure you can find good sites in there that are buy now for $5. I've just never played with that because most of them are spammy. But I'm almost positive you can go in there, take some time, and pick out sites that are pretty good. You can get for $5 each. 10 sites for $5 each. That's $50. All right. Well, you got registration and all that. It would end up being like I don't know, maybe 100, $200 at most. But again, something you can play with. When I'm telling you these things, just kind of take it a little further, look into it yourself, and just play with things like that. Okay. Same thing with offer. Most of the offer domains they try to get you for more money, but who knows? Maybe if you go in and do a bunch of them, you can find some really good ones for cheap prices. Okay. But for this example, I'm going to show public. And I've never messed with reverse, so that's another thing you can mess with. All right, so let's go ahead with public. These all start at $12, and we will do find domains. Now, the biggest thing about getting domains for cheap is putting in more time into the research phase. All right, a lot of people, the biggest mistake they make is they get stuck on domains. What I mean is, they'll find a domain they really, really like. They'll set their clock for the auction end time, and they'll get in bidding wars with people, and they'll pay a lot more than they should be paying for the domain. When really what they can do is they can spend more time on the research phase. Instead of bidding on 5 you really like, go bid on 50 that are at least decent, okay? And then only go with the ones that you're getting at 12, $15. So, if I'm you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go do my research. Me personally, I spend 15 to 20 hours a week researching expired domains, okay? So I put a lot of time into it because I'm serious about it. So you got to ask yourself, how serious are you about it? The more time you put into the research phase and the smarter you are about the end of the auction, the cheaper you can get them. And trust me, if I had that recommendation when I first started, I would have saved myself tens and tens of thousands of dollars on domains that I just paid way too much for that I shouldn't have. Because again, if you could just bid on 5 domains you really like, you're going to get in bidding wars with them. You're going to end up paying, a few $100s sometimes for these domains, which you can get similar quality for 12, $15. So what you want to do is instead of bidding on 5 domains you really like, go and do more research. Spend more time on the research phase. Again, ask yourself, how bad do you really want it? Spend more time on the research phase. And then from there, what you want to do is just bid on more sites. Okay, so say I go and bid on 30 sites instead of 5. That way, I'm not stuck on any one domain. What I'm going to do is when the auctions come up, I'm either going to just get the ones that end at the price I bid on with $12, which no one else bid on. I'll get them for $12, or I'm going to set my alarm clock for all the auctions, all 30 of them. And when they come around, I'm going to set a limit for myself. Okay, I'm not going over $22 for any of these domains. And the reason for that is there's so many domains out there that people miss them all. Trust me, I get good domains. I get great domains in the $12 to $15 range weekly because I do my research, all right? So just make sure you spend more time on the research phase, bid on more domains, and then set a limit for yourself where you will not go over that number no matter what. Do not get stuck on a domain. There's way too many domains out there to do that, okay? It's a mistake I still make every once in a while. I'm telling you, don't do it. It's a waste of time and money. I'm really working on not doing that at all anymore. So once you get in here, you can organize by domain authority. You can organize by domain age. That's good for this method. You can organize by PR if you want. Bid price you can organize by. I'm sorry, some of them start at $10. Most of them start at $12. For this one, I'll organize by domain age. Just kind of mix it up. Again, you can also organize by domain authority. I do that a lot. But for this method, I really like older sites. If you get older sites with decent links, it can really do a lot for you. Another little tip there for everyone. So let's go in here. Let's see. Whoops, I organized the wrong way. So I want the oldest to show first. Alright, so I'm going to I look at the whole picture. Remember, I look at the domain name, I look at the bid price, where it's currently at, page rank, age, and domain authority. Alright. Women's tea. So this ends in 6 days. Let's find a better one. Here's a 2. It's at 155. That's high for a PR2 showing. It's old. Let's see here. Alright, so here's one here. It's showing only a PR1, so it won't get much attention. It's at $12. I kind of liked that domain name. It's old. So let's go check this out. So let's go check the www version. It's probably at that version because it's so old. Alright, so it's got 8 linking root domains. They're all foreign. So I wouldn't do that one. Let's go to the next one. Here's a PR3. It's at $10. It'll probably go higher because it's got a good amount of days left. But let's just go check it out anyways. So it's got 56 linking root domains. Oh, it's a redirect, so make sure you go to the right domain. Whenever that message pops up, again, we covered this in the expired domain videos, but make sure you're looking at the right site. Organized by domain again. We probably just could have looked at a few of these top ones, but while that's loading, I'm just going to look at some more of these. And usually the older domains go for a good bit, so a lot of these top ones will probably be more expensive than what we can find. It redirected again. I'm just going to go to the next one. Or what I'll do is I'll just click on this and just kind of manually do it. Or I won't group them by domain. Alright. So let's see what we got here. And usually I would look at more than just like 5. But in this case I'm just doing like the top 5. Just as example. So there's a PR5 right there. A lot of links on the site. Well, actually most of them aren't links. Most of them are email addresses. So that's a PR5 right there. Of course I would check to see if that link's actually there. The name of this site is Metro Gourmet Inc. So again, what I would do, I've shown this before, but I'll just show it again as a review. I bring up the source code, go to Edit Find, and then look for the domain name, Metro, and there it is right there. You're looking for href site name. Okay, so this does have a link on this site, is a PR5 link. So one PR5 makes this worth to get for $12, no matter, definitely. Even if none of these other ones have PR. Alright, one PR5 link is enough to get this domain for $12, no doubt about it. So what I would do is I would go bid on this. Alright, so I'd go bid. It's already at $10, so I'd put my bid in at $15. Alright, and that's one site I'd bid on. If it goes above $25 or whatever, I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to get stuck on it. Alright, so let's see. I'm just kind of looking at domain name, looking at the whole picture here. Just kind of trying to go through it quick. This one's already up to 27. So, and it's still got 5 days left, so we're not. It's probably because it's a short domain and it's old. This one's already up at 150, or it looks like it started at 150. Again, these older domains are usually more expensive, but sometimes you can find some good ones. Alright, me and mommy to be. This is only at $10 still. Let's go check this one out. Showing a PR2. It's got 4 domains to this one. We want more than that, so let's go check the www version. Alright, so that does have more. And again, usually I would group by domain to just get the top domains, referring domains. But I'll just kind of do it by hand. I'm just going to do like 5 of them. Spoon. Make sure I'm not getting any of the same domains. It's a blogspot one. Alright, so let's go look at these top 5. So there's a PR2. See how many links are on the page. Looks like a lot of links. Another PR2. Again, looks like a lot of links. There's another 2. 2. And a 3. Alright, so I mean, the top 5 links were 4 2s and a 3. And that's a site I would pay $12 for any day. Okay? That's going to pass some link juice. Even though there was a good amount of links on most of those pages, it'll still pass link juice. Alright, so I would probably bid on that one. You know, say $10, I'd bid 15. If it went over 25, I wouldn't get it. This one, I don't like that domain name, so I'm just going to skip it. PR3, it's already up to 90. Again, remember, we don't care about PR, so we can go check this out. I mean, it's got 2 days left, and it's only at $12 still. It's got 3 linking root domains for this version. 1 do follow. Let's see what that do follow is. If this is like, even if it's a 1 do follow link at a PR5, I would consider it, depending how old the link was. If it was like a newer link, I probably wouldn't do it, just based off 1 link. But let's go check the dub version. And none at that one. Alright, so that one ended up being a dead end. And these, for cheap ones, you probably just want to skip any showing above a 4 or above a 3, because people go off PR still, and they will bid a lot of money on these. These will not go for low. Alright, so here's one right here. I don't like the name of the site. It only has 17 hours left, and it's only at $12 still. Here's one, less than 2 days left. And it's still at $12 with no bidders. So let's go check that out. Three linking root domain to this version. Live domain authority to this one, I like that. No PR for it, but live domain authority. It would need to have more than that. Let's go check the dub version. This one has more. There we go. Right. So we'll check those first few. There's a PR2. Not too many links on there. There's a PR3. Not many links. Alright, so a PR2 and a PR3, and we only checked the top 5 links or so. You need to keep checking more of these links. There's a lot of links there, right? So there's a site right here. It ends in less than 2 days, and no one's bid on it yet. It's at $12 still. These are the type of sites that you can pick up for $12 pretty easily. And again, as you see, as we get newer in age, you know, as we get to the newer sites, less and less bidders, because a lot of people bid on age. Alright, so that's what I would do. I'd just keep looking through these. I would just look through a lot of these and just see how they look. Okay, and again, you can mess with the different settings in here. You can change stuff around. And again, we can even do stuff like, let's go check out the buy now. You can also do the offer. I've never messed with the reverse. You can go check that out. But let's go do the buy nows and just see what they look like. I haven't looked at the buy nows in a long time. So what we can do is organize by the lowest. So we'll get the ones that start at like $5. Alright, so we got one at 5 there. A few at 8, 9, 10. There's not too many of them there. But what we could do is maybe try changing this down to like 25 or something, and include like, just kind of expand that. And these are the things you can just play with. You can do the same thing with offer and reverse, whatever. I don't even mess with reverse. Look how much that went up. Went up to 2,000 from 300 domains. So that's again organized by buy now price. Alright, so we got tons and tons of 5s here. Looks like they're showing mostly 0s, but you can still look at them if you want. Here's one for, it's got 19 hours left, and it's still at $5 for buy now. Let's go see if it looks any good. Alright, so none to that version. Let's check the dub version. It's got 4. They're foreign, so I wouldn't mess with that probably. Let's go to the next page. What we can actually do is organize by PR. We can start like the ones, 2s. So this goes down to the 3s. Let's go to page 3. And again, I'm just trying to give you guys ideas of different things you can do, so everyone's not doing the same thing. But the more time you put in your research, the more you can find. Alright, so here's a bunch of 2s. Here's one for $10, 19 hours left. rockinghames.org. The scores match up to where this should make sense. A 31, a PR2. The domain name sounds pretty good, so this has some potential. Just 3 linking root domains. I probably wouldn't go with something with that low unless it was like a solid link. It's a PR5. I wonder how long this has been here. It doesn't say when it was last updated. What I would probably try to do for this is see if I could find out like how long this has been here. You can go do like an archive check and see how long this page has been here. If it's like a newer page, I probably wouldn't risk it. But if it's been here for at least like a year or so, one PR5 link, that makes this a legitimate PR2. It could even be PR3 quality. Okay? So there's a site right there that has a PR5 link onto it. It's going to pass link juice to everything else you link to. You can buy for $10. Okay? Here's one for $5 right here. Foreign Worker Albeda. I don't like the domain name a lot, but I'll check it out anyways. So these buy nows could actually work out, and I haven't even taught this. So this just kind of opens up a whole lot more doors, and there's tons of them here for $11. $5, $10. Just make sure the link quality backs it up. Don't go off just PR. Again, I've been teaching that for a long time. Even though the PageRank update came, don't go off just PR. Let's go off a few of these top links here. So these are all expired. So it looks like someone might have had a network together for this site. Alright, but you guys get the point here. I'm just looking, I'm doing more research. And I'm getting sites for cheap, okay? And again, remember, you can still do the pre-releases, okay? I do this all the time, guys. Look for domains. It's almost 2,000 domains. And all those of these will be a little more expensive. What you can do for these is set with how pre-release works is you got to pay the the $69 is just, there's a $69 like entrance. If you end up not winning the site, you don't pay the $69, okay? So you're just pledging, if I'm the only bidder, I pay $69 for this site. That's the minimum price. Okay, so when you go into a pre-release, you put in your bid for $69. It's not really a bid, it's kind of just like a placement holder. But if there's no other bidders, you win that site. If there is other bidders, then all the people who put the $69 in to get in the auction, they all bid for the domain, but only the winner pays anything. You're not charged anything until the domain is yours. Okay, so you can do the same thing for here. It's a little more expensive. You're going to be in the $600 to $800 range for 10 sites. But tons and tons of sites at NameJet and Snap that you can get for $69. And what you can do is just go through all the domains, only bid $69 on all the decent to good ones, okay? And then whatever ones you win at 69, just do those. You know what I mean? You don't have to go after the ones that go above that. Or you can just, if you're tied for people at 69, maybe you can bid 79, see if you can get them at the last minute. Just set your alarm when there's 5 minutes left, go and bid 79, and if it ends up going above that, just let it go. Okay, I do that all the time where, I'll bid on sites for 69 because it's tied. Whoever sets the bid first is the person who's considered winning the auction. Even if, if you have 10 bidders, they all put in $69 pre-release entrance. Whoever bid first is considered the top bidder. If no one else goes above that 69, that first bidder gets the site for $69, okay? So what I'll do is in cases like that, maybe there's just a few bidders at 69, I'll go in at the last minute, bid 79, and I get domains all the time like that, where I'm just going out and stealing it out from under them for just $10 more. All right. So don't forget, you can look through these. It's a little more expensive, but again, do the thing where you bid en masse. You do more research, you do more work in the initial phase, then you get the sites for cheaper. All right. Hopefully, this helps you guys get your networks together for a lot cheaper than you were. Again, don't get stuck on domains. That's the biggest advice I can give you. Do not get stuck on any one site because that's how you end up spending too much money on one site. There's way too many sites out there to do that. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you soon. Alright, in this video we're going to be talking about EMDs, or exact match domains. I know a lot of people think they don't work anymore, this and that, and EMDs still work. It's just, they're a little more sensitive now, and I like to kind of poke around. I'll show you guys what I do for EMDs. I actually have 2 sites here that are EMDs and still ranking very well. I'll go over both of those. 2 different sites, because this one was a brand new site, no links, and this one's an expired domain with links to it. So I'll show you what I did for those 2. And then just to give some examples, like Nashville SEO, of course, is number 1, which is one of the anchor texts I'm going to go over. The Delaware SEO site, number 1. Our original OMG example site, Baton Rouge Architect, which even has a lot of old SEO done to it, is still number 1. Okay. Another example, original example site of OMG is Seattle Real Estate Agents, number 2. Another site was Seattle Accountant, number 1. Okay, so EMDs still work. It's plain and simple, but it's just they're a little more sensitive now with all the over optimization going on. So what I like to do is when I have an EMD, I kind of like to poke at it. It's just like I'll do things, I'll see how it reacts, and then I'll take it from there. So for example, Nashville SEO was a brand new site, had no links going to it, so I started with a long anchor text. Okay, best Nashville SEO companies, basically the EMD keyword as a sandwich keyword. I got best and then companies after it. And then then the next post I did was to an inner page. I did Nashville SEO company. Okay. So again, the EMD keyword in there, but another word after it, and it's to an inner page. Okay. So now next time I go back to the home page, and I did our keyword, but I mixed in Tennessee. And then I mixed in services, and I spelled out the whole SEO. Instead of SEO, I did search engine optimization. So that's like a synonym, okay? Long tail with a synonym. So I'm playing it pretty safe to begin. I could have even done a URL link up here to start. A URL link's always a good way to start. I do that a lot now. And then my next link after that was again to an inner page, the same inner page, and that was services for SEO in Seattle. And then the next one I did was an image link, and you can see the dates over here. I took this site really, really slow, much slower than you need to take it. Okay, then after that, I did a different inner URL page, just to help your Nashville SEO-based business, and that was simply to expand the anchor text. I'm not trying to rank really for that. And then I went back to the home page, and I'm getting a little more aggressive now. Okay, so I'm using main keyword with just one word after it, and I want to rank for this term, so that's going to help me rank for that term and stay away from over optimization. Okay, so if we go and type in Nashville SEO firm, guarantee we rank high for that because I have a link with that anchor text. And there we are right there, number 1. Okay, this is actually not an organic result, so they don't count. We're number 1 for that organically. This is actually a local 7 result. Alright, so let's go back here again. So then after that, I said, okay, I started getting close. I have enough anchor text up here. I'm going to go after the exact anchor and see what happens. You can wait a little longer if you want, but I just I figured it was safe to do it by then. I did a normal anchor and it moved up a good bit from there. Then after that, I did a URL link to be safe. Okay, because I hit that exact match keyword. I know they're very sensitive with it, so I want to mix in a URL link, and that's what I did there. And then I went to again to the home page, and I did another one that's somewhat aggressive, Nashville SEO, the main keyword, then just a word after it, services. But again, this is still a keyword that I would like to rank for. Okay, so Nashville SEO services. You can see we're number 1 for that. Okay, and that's because of this link right here. So when you do stuff like this, it helps you rank for that keyword, but it also helps you rank for your EMD keyword without being too over-optimized. Alright, so this is the exact schedule that I filed for Nashville SEO. Of course, I don't include the network sites I did, but this is all I did. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 links. Okay, it's ranking extremely well. This is a site that could do millions of dollars in sales, over the course of its life. 10 network links. All right, so that's just an example of the type of power that a network gives you, and the EMD is helping a lot. But this is the type of anchor text I use, and the dates I used it, and the URLs I went to. But again, with these types of sites, I usually like to poke around. You could have started with the URL link here; that would have been good again. And then I hit an inner page, go back to the home page, do a few inner pages, and I'll go back to the home page again now that I'm nice and safe. Start getting a little more aggressive, get really aggressive, back off a little bit, then pick it up a little bit. Again, I like to see where I'm at, how it reacts when I do each link. For oliviawild.org, oliviawild.org, this already had links going to it. And for this site, I just did a lot of longer anchor text. If this site ends up dropping, what I'll probably do is I'll do like Olivia Wild as an exact match, exact anchor, next link I do. Right now it's still ranked number 4 for Olivia Wild, so I'm not going to play around with it. The only sites ahead of me are like Twitter, IMDb, and then Wikipedia, which are all huge sites. So I'm comfortable with it being number 4 right now. It's just an example site anyways. But if it drops, I'll mix in an exact anchor because I haven't even used that yet. Alright, but this would help move this up. For this site, linking to the inner pages with her name mixed in seemed to be what really helped this site. So, with each site I'll just kind of poke around, but I don't get aggressive until I've already built links like this, or like this, So, that's how I approach EMDs now. They're just, with the over-optimization going on, you just have to be careful. Don't work in your exact match anchor till later on. Link to the inner pages, use longer anchor text to start or URL links, and then start hitting stuff like this where it's a little closer. And then start hitting, you can hit the exact one once and then back off for a little while. Just keep doing that and see how the site reacts. But I would keep the exact match anchor 10% or below. All right. And it's okay to go above 10% if it's like your first set. If you do like 5 links and then 1 exact anchor, that's okay. 1 out of 6 is like, what's that, like, I don't know, 17, 16%, something like that. That's okay because it's less links. You're much more likely to be at 16% if you're 1 out of 6 links than you are to be, at 16% if you have 1,000 links, because that would be 160 links that have the exact match anchor, which is much less likely to happen than 1 out of 6. So anchor text percentage can get a little confusing there for people. They say, well, this site has 16%. And it's fine, but this site has 16% and it got penalized. Why is that so? Well, the more links you have, that percentage, that same percentage, is going to get more dangerous because again, 16% of 1,000 links and 16% of 6 links is much, much different. So just be aware of that. It's okay to mix it in early on in there, but in the long term, I would stay under 10%. Okay, if you're going to end up having 50 or more links, stay under 10%. Alright, so that's how I approach EMDs, kind of poke around, link to inner pages, use longer anchor text, start slowly working my way into these types of terms, and it's been working well for the EMDs I've been doing lately. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Talk to you soon. Alright, in this video we're going to be talking about the alternate path. If you're not using the expired domain with links going to them, which is my #1 recommendation, if you're using either a brand new domain or if you're using an expired domain that just has age and no links going to it, what would you do different? And really, there's not too much you do different. It's just the things you do different are how quickly you do links, the link speed, and then the anchor text. Those are the three things that are going to be a little different. But for the most part, everything sticks the same. And I wanted to bring up this schedule here that I showed in the other video that I did for Qzx899. As far as speed, would actually be fine for a brand new domain or an expired domain with no links. The one thing I would change up is 3 links right off the bat. I'd probably just do the 10th links and then not do these 2 days. I wouldn't do 3 links in a row on a brand new site or an expired domain with no links. But that's the one thing I would change up here. But as far as this, I was pretty conservative with this site, even though it was an expired domain with links going to it, just because I'm a conservative person. Okay, so but a schedule like this, I would not be afraid to do this on a brand new site or a site expired domain with no links going to it, because this was pretty slow for an expired domain that had links going to it. Remember, I explained in the video for this site, or for this methodology of a expired domain with links going to it, that I probably could have gone like 3 times faster, maybe even faster, and been totally fine. But again, I'm conservative, so I took it a little slower than I needed to. But a schedule like this would be fine for a site that's new or an expired domain with no links. Okay, but that's one area that's different. You want to just be careful with the link speed. I would wait like 3 weeks into the site to start linking, maybe 2. Just the more space you give yourself, the more you're going to protect yourself from getting hit with the penalty. Okay, so just be aware of that. But something like this would be totally fine to follow as far as how quickly to build links. The other thing that would be different is anchor text. Okay, with this site, when you have an expired domain with links going to it, remember we look for sites that have branded anchor text going to them. That way we're already set up to be able to target money keywords pretty much 100% of the time. I would say 90%. We'll work in URLs a little bit, or longer anchor text a little bit, maybe website a little bit, but very little bit, as long as we're changing those money keywords, like, I'm linking with, best e-cigarette, and then maybe I'll do best electronic cigarette, and then maybe I do best e-cig, and then maybe I do top electronic cigarette. So I'm switching it up a little bit each time, especially with an expired domain with links going to it. That's enough. Now it's probably enough with a new domain or with an expired domain with no links going to it to do it that way as well. But to be safe, I would work in URL links and stuff like website, click here. I don't really like click here that tons anymore, but stuff like website, visit this page, that type of stuff. I would work that in a little more than you would with a site like this that already has links going to it. So if we're building links to this e-cigarette brands, maybe I'll start off with a URL link just to be safe. Okay, so let me copy this. Not letting me copy it. Alright, so maybe I'll start off with a URL link just to kind of get off on the right foot. Get a URL link out there. We got a branded anchor text right away. Good way to start. Okay. Then maybe my next one would be e-cigarette. I'm sorry, electronic cigarette brands, because I don't like to do the keyword that's in the URL until later on. So I'm gonna stick away from that. Okay. So then maybe I'll do like best e-cig brands. And then maybe I'll do like this website. Okay. Again, this is probably unneeded, but if you want to be safe, you can just work in stuff like this, especially in the beginning. Alright, and then the best e-cigarette brands. Electronic cigarette brand reviews. Okay, so whereas on this site right here, on the Qzx899 site, I probably would have went right into this stuff. Electronic cigarette brands, best e-cig brands, would have skipped this, would have done this, and maybe I would have worked in this like 10 links in, and I probably would never do stuff like this for this site. No, I shouldn't say never, maybe once every 40, 50 links. But again, with a brand new site, or any type of site with no links to it, just be a little more careful with your anchor text. You probably could skip this and be fine because we're still switching up the anchor text. But if you want to add that extra layer of safety, work in URL links, and if you want stuff like this every once in a while. Okay, so now I'd probably do money keyword again if you want to be safe. Money keyword, and then maybe I'll work in a URL link again. Okay, this would be the safe way of doing it. Alright, and then back to money, 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 money. And then maybe I work in another URL link. Okay. And then money, money, and then maybe I work in, you know, something like that. Okay, it's kind of like, you know, tell them to visit that page, and then back to money. Whereas KLKS, we would, you know, skip most of these. We might work in like a URL link like down here. Okay, so that's the main thing that's different is you just want to be more conscious of link speed, especially off the bat. I would wait at least 2 weeks with a brand new site or with a site with no links to it. Wait at least 2 weeks before you start linking. Everything else can be the same. You can start your social right away. You can add your content right away. Just when you start linking, wait a little longer. And then also the link speed, you know, just don't go too quickly, too soon. You can do it and get away with it, but just, you know, we want to be safe here. We want a site that's going to last a long time. And then for the anchor text, again, I would start, even if you don't want to be safe, I would start with a branded anchor text. That's just a really good way to start a site. You know, I think it's just a great way to start. I think even with KLCast, I might have started with a URL link. I don't remember. I'm not positive. Just because I'm really safe, I didn't have to. But with the sites with no links to it, it is a good idea to start with something like this. You know, like a URL link, and then you can go into your money. You don't have to do stuff like this, but the more of it you do, you know, you're just being a little safer. But I would definitely work in URL links every once in a while for sites with no links to them. But that's pretty much all that's different. With the expired domain, with links going to them, we're just getting more room to breathe. We're getting more power. You know, that domain authority is already higher, so we have more leeway to work with. You know, I talked about in the domain authority video, the higher the domain authority is, the more you can get away with. You know, when you have a YouTube video, you can pretty much do whatever you want to rank the video because YouTube domain authority is 100. So you can spam it, you can use the same anchor text, and you're going to still end up ranking. When you have a money site that already has links to it, the better the links are, the more you can get away with, okay, because the higher the domain authority is. But again, those are just the two main things I would be careful of, and just the two things that you would want to change up, if anything, to be safer. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Talk to you soon.